it's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And you're watching Horrorland News. Hey guys, so we got a lot to talk about today in TV. We have some cool new things that are coming up in March. Swarm and Wreck. Trailer Park, we're going to talk about Children of the Corn, because why would we not? News, we've got some news about Saw 10, Scream 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Camp Crystal Lake reunion. It's a lot.
It's a good time to be a horror fan, guys.
And at the very end, we have some advice for you for some Valentine's Day horror plans for this weekend.
Ooh.
So stay tuned. Let's get into this and start with TV Roundup.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
All right, so we're going to start with Swarm. It's going to be on Amazon Prime March 17th. This is a show from Janine Neighbors and Donald Glover. So it's about a woman named Dre, played by Dominique Fishback, whose obsession with a pop star takes a dark turn.
Well.
Was it number one fan or?
Yeah, there was big fan was with Patton Oswalt.
There was number one fan. There was swim fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Fan with Robert De Niro.
That's what I was thinking. The Fan.
There's a great movie called Big Fan, which is about Patton Oswalt being a sports obsessed fan. I really like that movie.
Yeah. So there's a lot of this. This has been covered before, but
yeah.
Donald Glover did direct the first episode. And the series is set between 2016 and 2018, and it's supposedly inspired by Beyonce and her Beyhive.
Oh, shit.
Which, if you don't know what the Beyhive is, it's her super fans, for those who are not terminally online.
So, was 2016, was that the Lemonade big thing? Was that
probably? I don't know. Time means nothing to me anymore.
I know. It feels like it just happened, but I'll bet it was forever ago.
2015, nothing makes sense. So, but yeah, I remember Lemonade, and we were all hunting down Becky with the good hair.
I'll bet you that's what it is. I hope they find Becky in the show. They drag her by her hair.
I don't know, but there's a shot in the preview of her like mopping up blood and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
it looks cool, and it looks very artistic. It also looks very dark. So
yeah. Which, Donald Glover can go there. So so let's move on to Wreck. This one is going to be on Hulu on March 1st, so that one's coming soon. This is a horror comedy with duck masked killers. It premiered in the UK last year on BBC 3. It's created and written by Ryan J. Brown. So it's just now coming over, kind of like Office style, but I think it's the exact same show. They're just
from what I read, it is. Yeah.
So here's what this is about. Set aboard the MS Sacramentum cruise ship, the series follows 20-year-old new recruit Jamie as he infiltrates the 3,000-strong crew in a desperate race to find his missing sister, who was working aboard the same vessel on a previous tour and vanished mid-charter. Jamie is initiated into cruise life and gets a crash course on the tribes within the staff, the theater kids, the mafias, and the low-paid workers. For this overworked and underpaid crew, life below deck can be an odyssey of partying and excess, and they remain oblivious to the bloodthirsty murders taking place on board. Jamie is forced to turn detective and uncover the sinister truth. I don't know where the duck masks come in, but I'm intrigued to find out.
Probably the people in the lower decks.
Right,
they don't get paid enough for this shit.
All right, so let's move on to our trailer park. Guys, it's a big one. Children of the Corn remake is here. So, of course, it's based on the Stephen King short story, but this seems like it's a less faithful adaptation of the story than the original movie was, where it follows the couple and they discover the Children of the Corn, basically.
Yeah.
And it's a little boy, and yeah. So this one is directed by Kurt Wimmer, and it follows a 12-year-old girl in Nebraska who is possessed by a spirit in a dying cornfield. She recruits the other children in her small town to go on a bloody rampage and kill all the adults and anyone else who opposes her. I mean, is she wrong, though? I don't think she's wrong.
This is why I can't have children.
Right.
They will kill you. They're going to kill you eventually.
So, a bright high schooler who won't go along with the plan is the town's only hope for survival. I don't know. I don't think she's going to be able to take on all those kids. They look bloodthirsty in that trailer.
They do, and this trailer doesn't look bad. My problem is, and this is strictly just me, I have never read the book or seen any Children of the Corn movie, and there is a lot of Children of the Corn movies, because that first one spawned off so many reboots and sequels and,
My brother
director videos
loved
and
Children
stuff.
of the Corn movie.
So I'm a little distant from it, but I definitely want to
I'll
check
undo the
check it
short
out.
story so you could at least read that.
I need to do that and watch the original.
I have the original.
Like we did for Firestarter,
Right.
is what we should do, is watch the original and then watch the new one. So.
I have it. I have a lot of Stephen King stuff.
Because, boy, that really helped me really hate the new Firestarter a lot.
I mean, once you understand what the story's supposed to be,
Yeah.
So this Children of the Corn will be in theaters March 3rd for 18 days, and then it'll be on digital and on demand March 21st. All right, so that was about it for trailers. There's a couple other smaller trailers here and there I saw, but that was the big one. We wanted to get out of the way. So let's move on to news. We're going to start with something I love. Saw 10 has finished filming and moved into post-production.
Yeah.
It was announced by Kevin Grutert, who's the director, on Twitter. He posted on Twitter, "Hey, we're done." And I was, yes. If you don't know, he is legacy on the Saw films. He he edited Saw 1 through 5. And then he directed Saw 6 and Saw the final chapter. And I think he edited Jigsaw, too.
I was going to say, I think he was involved in the Jigsaw somehow.
Yeah, I believe he was the editor on Jigsaw, too.
But not Spiral.
But not Spiral, because no one wants to touch Spiral with a 10-foot pole. All right, so Grutert was quoted as saying, "I hope we can use the title Saw X, because this chapter really gets back to the roots of what makes Saw so special to me and everyone else who loves John Kramer's saga. No, I was just trying to say saga, but I couldn't make my mouth work,
Right.
so...
Happens.
And yeah, both Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith are back, presumably as John Kramer and Amanda Young.
Oh, I knew he was back. I
Yeah,
didn't know
no,
she
I didn't hear that either, and then I saw it in this article, and I was like, but they're both dead. They've both been dead since 3, first of all.
But this story must have
flashbacks, so which means
that-
it's back to being part of the bigger puzzle, which I
Right.
love. I love the giant puzzle of the Saw movies. That's what makes them one of my top 3 favorite series.
Which is really why Spiral was such a disaster, because it
Exactly.
didn't connect
It
to
didn't have
anything.
any of that.
It was just stupid.
It lost the soap opera, it
Yeah.
lost the puzzle, it lost everything.
It even lost just the good storytelling.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like-
it totally wasted having Samuel L. Jackson in that
yeah.
movie. Like,
Sure did. What a waste.
what a waste. So yeah, that's Saw 10 though, scheduled for release October 27th of this year. So hopefully they make it. They're in post-production now.
If it's Halloween,
It's Saw.
it must be Saw.
Alright, so moving on from stuff I love to stuff I'm kind of meh about. Scream 6 released 13 character posters, and I'm like, why? Like, I just can't get excited for this movie. And with these posters, it's like, okay, well, half these characters we don't even know and haven't met. Why do I care?
Right.
Why do I care about their poster? I don't.
No. Well,
It was cool seeing Kirby. It was cool seeing,
Yeah.
Tara and Gale. I don't care about Sam. I really don't. I hope she dies.
there's a lot. I've heard a lot of rumors online. I think it's just speculation and what people are hoping that they want Jenna Ortega to be the killer. And I'm like, but why? She's the better character. I
Right.
think Sam should be the killer.
Sam should be the
Sam's
killer.
got the
and
fucking
then-
ghost that she
Right.
sees. Like, she's obviously demented. But
Right,
whatever.
like, I don't know.
Whatever.
It's really hard for me to get it, which is weird because I used to, when Scream movies would come out, I'd be like, yes, it's a new Scream movie.
This is what happens when you get burned. And now with Scream, it only took one. But with, like, M. Night Shyamalan, I'm still nervous. Not nervous,
Yeah,
but
we still
reluctant
haven't seen Knock at the Cabin
to
because
see
we're
his
like,
damn movies
oh.
because I've been burned
They're just
so
so
many
bad.
times. And the same thing with DC films.
Yep.
There's a lag. As cool as the Flash trailer was, seeing Michael Keaton as Batman, there's this distance between me and DC films because I just been burned so many times, and you don't believe it anymore that it's gonna be good. But that's a whole other story.
Yep. Well, with Saw, like I said, it took one to because
Yeah.
you had 4 good ones. I mean,
Yeah. But Saw, it's interesting though. Saw had one bad one. You're still excited for the next one. Maybe because they claiming they're going back to basics. Well, Scream is not. Scream is double
Right.
downing.
Well,
on
here's
what
the
they're
difference,
doing.
and not even a difference. Here's the same thing. Jigsaw was not any of the original people, or Spiral. Spiral was not any of the original people from Saw.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Scream. Scream 5 and 6 is none of the original people. I think Kevin Williamson might be a producer.
I'm not even sure that.
I'm not even sure of that.
I don't know that he is.
But yeah, like they've so that's where they're gone wrong. It's like I feel like
I see what
so
you're
like
saying.
if they could just bring back one person from Scream who's worked on the other Scream movies. And
so you're talking behind the scenes working on
is where it's going wrong.
Okay,
it begins and ends. What goes wrong, I'm not blaming the actors. I don't like Sam. That's a character. The actress is fine.
That's a character.
The actress played it fine. She's fine.
Right.
I just don't like the character. And it begins and ends with the writing. A bad script begins and ends with the writing. Or a bad movie begins and ends with the writing.
Absolutely.
So for me, where Spiral went wrong and where Saw 5 went wrong is they tried to be too clever and one up the stories that they're building upon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If Spiral was its own thing that had nothing, it was a brand new serial killer, had nothing to do with John Kramer or whatever, it might have been a better movie.
Well, maybe, but it would have just gotten forgotten.
Well, there's that too.
Remembered. It would have been like, well, it was a 7.
But that's why we get to have Saw 10 though, because they are counting Spiral as the 9th movie.
They are. Well, it's just like Jason X. They had to count all of them, even though some were shitty, because, well, it's the 10th one.
And one wasn't even Jason.
I know. But they had to do it, so...
So yeah, in theaters March 10th, Scream 6. We're gonna see it. I'm not thrilled about it.
I think we have our tickets, actually.
Probably. I don't know. I'm not thrilled about it, but we'll see.
It's happening, guys.
All right, so... back to something I'm more excited about. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are in talks to reprise their role of Julian Ray from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I am kind of excited for this. I've always had a softness for this franchise. I know the third one is just batshit crazy.
There is no third one. This is going to be the third one.
Yeah.
Because I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer does not exist. I don't accept that film.
It can't. I don't think they are going to count it.
I don't accept
it's not
it.
part of the continuity at all.
No, it's not. It's completely separate.
So this... could be cool, like so many years later. I just don't know what the story's gonna be and stuff. But
well, they had Ben, and then they had Ben's son, so maybe Ben's grandson.
But did he live long enough to have a child?
I don't know. He was in college. Ben's son was in college.
Right.
So he could have had. I mean, Billy had a kid, so I mean.
Oh, about the ghost of Ben, maybe.
Right, the ghost of Ben. We're gonna have Ghost Ben.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I am excited to see this though.
Yep.
Like I think this could be a cool requel, but we'll see.
Yep. So according to Deadline, insiders say the project is still in early development and that Neil H. Moritz is in talks to return as producer with Leah McKendrick on board to write the script. Jennifer Caton Robinson has been tapped to direct. The idea for the new film came from Robinson and McKendrick, who blew studio execs away when they pitched the idea for a sequel last fall, especially given the recent success of the Scream franchise.
We all knew that's where it really was coming
Exactly.
from. Let's face it, I Know What You Did Last Summer came from the Scream success previously.
However, to be fair, they did do an excellent Amazon series.
They did.
We talked about it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We did a review on it. Yeah, nobody else watched it. Nobody else was talking about it. But it was really good, you guys.
It was really good, yeah.
So if you have Amazon Prime, please go check out the I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Twists and turns
everywhere.
All the time. Like
characters that you like and hate at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Complex.
Complex.
Like, the hero of the story is very complex. Character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you really have to pay attention. It's really good, though.
I liked it a lot.
More updates on the I Know What You Did Last Summer as we get them. So right now it's still in very early development. But with them in talks, I mean...
It'd be interesting to see what they call it. You can't say I always know, because
that was the third one.
That's too confusing.
The third one that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our final story. The 2023 Camp Crystal Lake reunion is on. Apparently back in 2019... at the actual camp where it was filmed, Camp Nobi Bosco, they did a big reunion where they had cast and crew come. They let fans come in. It was a 2-day event. And it was huge. They were going to do it even bigger, 2020, but we all know what happened. Everything got canceled in 2020. So they are finally back. And it is, again, taking place at the original filming location, Camp Nobi Bosco. The stars of the franchise who will be there as of right now, could be added. Adrienne King, who is Alice. Robbie Morgan, who is Annie in part 1. Deborah Hayes, who is Claudette in part 1. Robert Milkey, who is Officer Dorf in part 1. Harry Manfredini, who is a composer on the film. Amy Steele, who is Ginny in part 2. And John Fury, who is Paul in part 2. And then Russell Todd, who is Scott in part 2. So they'll all be there to party with you.
Where's Kevin Bacon?
I think Kevin Bacon might have bigger things to do, but it'd be cool if he could show up.
That would be
and
really cool, yeah.
Where's Kane Hodder? You know, like
where's the Jasons?
Yeah, where's the Jasons at?
Man, if Kane Hodder was there, Alex would be so.
Alex
there.
would be there. Oh my God, she would be there, and he would have a restraining order on her.
Be awesome.
Love you.
Where is it? Did they say where is that camp?
I don't know. It's in the article that we'll post down in the link. And the article has a link as well to the page where you can buy tickets, and they're like $200 or something.
Yeah, I figured it would be cheap,
They're also going to have photo ops with replica props and vehicles, unique souvenirs, and the movie will be playing on a loop in the dining hall.
I was going to say they have to be replica props. All those original props are probably long
got destroyed,
yeah.
stolen.
Yeah, exactly.
Taken home for souvenirs.
Right.
So this goes on June 2nd and 3rd. Tickets are going fast from what I saw, so if you do want to go and get your tickets now.
Cool. It's a great idea.
Yep.
I love it.
All right. So normally we would go on to Indie Film Spotlight, but I wasn't able to find one that fit the Valentine's Day theme correctly. So if you know one, let us know down in the comments, because I'd love to have one in the chamber for next year. So instead, I want to talk about a fun activity that you can do with your significant other, your girlfriends, boyfriends, friends, family, whoever, this weekend only. Love Bites, a Valentine's Haunted House, is being presented by 13th Floor Entertainment Group this weekend only in select cities. It opens February 17th, and it'll be only in Chicago, Illinois. That's by us.
Yeah,
we could go. We could go this weekend.
All right. That's why I was like,
get a whole group and go.
Yeah.
Denver, Colorado, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee. And that's it. I'm surprised it's not in California or New York.
Kind of am too, but there's probably a lot. It's probably also more expensive to do it
right.
there.
And they've got more events and stuff
Austin,
too.
Texas is a really fun city, man.
Yeah, I loved going to Austin.
I'll bet it's a blast there. I mean, it's probably cool in Chicago.
Go see the Museum of the Weird and then go to the Haunted House.
For real.
They did say on their site that it may be too intense for children under 12.
Well, fuck them then.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
We're terrible.
I don't have kids.
All right. That's why we have dogs.
Right, so I have dogs. So yeah, check it out. We'll leave the link down in the below.
In the description.
Below area.
In the description. Where all of our links should be. Always.
Words.
All right.
All right. So that's it for today.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I think that was a great idea. That's a great activity for if you're looking for something to do for Valentine's Day. That sounds really fun to me. So better than
anything else, right?
But all right, guys.
It's like, sex is great, but have you tried a haunted house on Valentine's Day?
Have you tried having sex in a haunted house?
I think that would get you kicked out. Please don't do that.
Probably. All right, I think that's our show then for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to our new subscribers. Hello. There's always somebody new. We do appreciate that. And make sure you ring the bell so you get to see all of our new videos as they come out. We're going to be starting our office show probably in a week here or two.
Yep.
So
I've got a bunch of them written. We just got to film them now.
So if you're a fan of The Office, we're going to deviate from horror a little bit. Try something new.
Because we do want this channel, yes, we're going to have an emphasis on horror, but this channel is always meant to be kind of a pop culture catch-all for all of our loves of pop culture. It's just that our love for horror kind of overcomes it all.
Yeah. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching, and I think I've taken up enough of your time. I'm going to shut up now.
And I'm going to go talk over here.
All right, bye.
Young Bobby Engels has a problem. He needs to earn the respect of his peers. So he gets Sega Genesis, the ultimate action system. And then he buys Mortal Kombat, the arcade edition, and the all-new Shinobi 3, and Marvel's X-Men. Now, things are pretty much okay.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.